The tricky triangle offers no mercy. Drivers will have to navigate it with extreme caution. It's the start of the round of 8 in the ENEA playoffs. Jacob Prince and Dakota Long have control of the front row, getting ready to start race 19 of the season from Long Pond, Pennsylvania. Green flag is out and we're racing. Long leads lap number 1. Perrin Huggins sits behind him in the number 4 Mobile 1 Ford. And if you just saw an ad before you got here, subscribe to Rick James TV with Amazon Prime. Get that free monthly subscription. Forget those ads. Stay with us uninterrupted. Race number 19 underway. Perrin Huggins now up behind his good friend Dakota Long down that back straight. Drivers expected to go approximately 20 to 25 laps on one tank of fuel, maybe further if the caution helps them out. Watch Huggins out of turn number 3. He's going to get a great draft here on Long. Prince went purple last time through. Jake Prince in that number 9 Coors Chevrolet to the inside of Perrin Huggins. Prince looking for that second spot. All 3 of these drivers in those final 8 positions. It is a 3-race run to the end, but drivers have to be careful. Already there's a crash. It's Matt Croakey at the back of this race in the 0-2. He's had an incident. Ryan Lindemann gets thrown into the pits. We stay green at the tricky triangle. Dakota Long continues to lead. Let's see what happened here to Lindemann and Croakey. Lindemann loose off of the 3rd corner, and Matt Croakey, possibly an unrelated incident. Kyle Chafin might have had something to do with that. Keep your eye on that double 4. Nope, Croakey just himself gets loose right out of the 3rd corner. Kyle Chafin with evasive maneuvers to get around that. Right on board with Chafin again. Doesn't even blink. Kyle Chafin, a little bit of a lift, but he makes it through unscathed. And for moves like that, Kyle Chafin is going to earn his very own Cole Trickle move of the race.
Ice cream!
Ice cream indeed. Kyle Chafin gets away with that one just barely, but the number 44 Valvoline Chevrolet rolls on. Brian Terrien in the number 6 Kings Hawaiian Ford sitting in 7th. He's got the fastest lap of the day so far. 53.45 for the number 6. Leading this long train all the way up here is Dakota Long in the number 8. Prince has a good run, and he'll now move to the inside, try and use the draft. Slingshot through Long in turn number 1. The Coors Machine to the inside. And Long just closes the window on Perrin Huggins. So it's Chevy, Ford, your top 4. 6 laps underway at Pocono. Look at the snake. Long not giving up, making heavy contact with Prince, almost putting him in the wall. Check that out again. Dakota Long not being very kind to Jacob Prince on the inside. Will cooler heads prevail, or are we going to have more drama? It looked like Long was trying to follow Prince all the way to the inside of the racetrack. Long continued to throw a block, and then it looked like, Prince continued to block Long down that back straight, and then it looked like Long just miscalculated the move. Let's see if Prince goes for the undercut out of turn number 1. He will. And Jake Prince in that number 9. Still on the inside of Dakota Long, drag racing up to Indianapolis. Turn number 2, the tunnel turn, modeled after the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The upcoming turn number 3, modeled after Trenton. I'm sorry, I have that wrong. Milwaukee. It goes Trenton, Indy, Milwaukee. The corners here at Pocono, modeled after those other 3 racetracks. Dakota Long trying to take away the bottom line from Jake Prince, but he takes away the exit speed out of turn number 3. Long gets loose out of the 3rd corner. Perrin Huggins now on the outside in the Mobile 1 Ford. Huggins briefly to the lead on the outside. Here comes Jacob Prince trying to go to the inside of the number 4 while the 8 Chevrolet stays behind. Let's see again what happened with Dakota Long in that contact. This is, I believe, on the corner prior. This is the move where Long just goes right up to Jake Prince and nearly puts him in the wall. And have a look here into turn number 1. Dr. Bush says they're having some great racing up front. Shout out to the man, KC. Now watch this again. Prince is going to throw the block here. Prince continues to block, continues to block, continues to block. Long will come up, put his bumper up to Jake Prince. And but for the steady hands of Jake Prince, a caution was averted. Dakota Long using the draft on the outside manages to get around Jacob Prince. And now they run 4, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3. 10 laps underway from the Tricky Triangle. If you've just tuned in, you have not missed a thing. This is the start of the ENEA round of 8 in these playoffs. Tonight racing at the Pocono Raceway, next week at Richmond, and then we reduce 8-4 at the 2-mile Michigan Speedway before the championship final on iRacing's Las Vegas. Further on back, drivers trying to stay out of this mess. How about Cody McFadden? Coming into this race, McFadden finds himself, I believe, with 1 win this season. I could be wrong. Let's find out officially how many wins Cody's got this season. He has 0 wins, but he is tied for 4th in those playoff points with Cody Johnson. Drivers under the red line by the time the checkered flag waves 2 weeks from tonight at Michigan are out of the playoffs, and they will not participate in the championship final at Las Vegas. Jacob Prince leading the points into this round. 6 wins this season for Prince, leading by 13 points over Perrin Huggins. Sean Anderson finding himself sitting in 3rd. And again, drivers under that red line: Dakota Long, Ryan Terrian, Justin Shute, Brian Tagg, Ryan Lindemann. They just missed the cut last week, so they will no longer participate in those playoffs. Sean Anderson decides he wants to go purple. Briefly, last time around, 53.36 was his fastest time. This time, it's the number 4 Mobil 1 Ford Perrin Huggins, 53.355. He goes quickest on lap number 11. Win and you're in to that championship round. That's what these drivers will be aiming for, to guarantee themselves a spot in that championship for Dakota Long in that 2nd position. Jacob Prince running in 3rd. All of the top 3 went green last time around. Let's go on board with Sean Anderson. Connecticut's Nicky Simpson just went green himself, 54.33. New colors on board that 46 in the Superbike Services 44. Sponsorship now adorning that ZL1. Nick running a tribute paint scheme, or not a tribute, almost an inspiration livery from, I believe, the Ducati 1098S Tricolore edition. Italian Ford tricolor, colors of the Italian flag. Nick sporting that paint scheme well 14 laps into this one. He's up into the top 10. Kyle Chafin, though, has other plans for that 46. The Valvoline Chevrolet is coming fast. Simpson able to dodge Kyle Chafin and stay in that top 10. Lindo goes green, 53.96 last time around. Ryan Lindemann ran a personal best. This time around, he's gone green again, 53.9 flat. Dakota Long goes to the lead, and Jacob Prince now moves into the 2nd position. Cars are getting faster. They're getting braver. These drivers, more speed, more rubber on the racetrack. They get more grip. They can make more exciting moves. Jacob Prince might try the crossover out of 3. Perrin Huggins seems to go to his inside. Prince gets a great exit, and he will draft down the front straight. Will he have the speed into 1? Will he make the move on Dakota Long? He'll explore it. And he'll try to outbreak the 8. Long will try the crossover out of 1 if Huggins doesn't take the spot. Prince rising out of that first corner. Long trying to meet him, and he's going to try the crossover. Does Long put the bumper to him again? He does indeed. Dakota Long again with the same move, forcefully trying to force Jacob Prince. Dakota Long, again, choosing to follow Jacob Prince to the bottom of the racetrack, and again, almost causing a crash. Let's go back to, I believe, lap 7. Or was it, this was the lap prior. Lap number 6. Watch the pass here. Keep your eye on that blue car there. Jacob Prince will block to the inside. He has the line, he has the momentum. Long will follow Prince all the way to the bottom. 1 touch, 2 touch. There's the touch right there. Now, most recently, Dakota Long again may follow Jake Prince down here. There's Long going around Huggins for the lead. And this might not be the pass that we're looking for here. No, this may have been laps prior. However, we saw that second move there. Jake Prince holds on to that race lead. Perrin Huggins in that second position. We're only 8 laps into this one, and the desperation continues to set in deep. Have a look here. Now again, Long with the momentum. Prince already blocking halfway down the racetrack. Long will follow again. He will continue to follow. Long going under the yellow line and then forcing the move out of Jacob Prince by almost causing a wreck. Long then with poor trajectory into the second corner of his own doing has to hold up Perrin Huggins, and Jacob Prince will continue to go with the lead. Perrin Huggins now to the inside of car number 9. Here comes Jake Prince trying to get around that 8 car, or maybe he'll just hold off for now. Cody Johnson in the 08. The Homestead winner, the surprise Homestead winner, comes in the K1 Chevrolet with Cody McFadden behind them, so the 2 Codys will do battle. Matt Croakey, like a gentleman, getting out of the way of the fast approaching leaders. The 02 continues on his own merry way. And at the front, Perrin Huggins continues to lead in that number 4. Dakota Long in the 08 will bide his time. And the number 9 of Jacob Prince settles into that 3rd position. Cody McFadden has worked his way into 4th, putting Cody Johnson in 5th. And Sean Anderson in that number 13 Ford sits on the outside of the top 5. Looking in, Chafin, however, back behind Nick Simpson, trying to rehash the old battle from laps ago. The 46 Chevrolet sits just ahead of that double 4 Valvoline Camaro. This is the fight for a spot in the top 10 just as the green flag pit window opens. Chafin in the double 4. Will now draft behind that 46. Simpson throws the block down the straight, but Simpson again tries to snake like it's Indianapolis. And the double 4 of Chafin just doesn't have the steam to catch up to the 46. Again, new colors for Nicky Simpson, the Superbike Services 44 Chevrolet. Nick running a paint scheme inspired from his personal Ducati 1098S Tricolore, and doing well. Long now following Huggins, getting a wide exit out of the corner as Jacob Prince is the first of the leaders to come on down. Car number 9 gets it woed up to pit lane speed. He's going to come down for tires, fuel, and anything else he might need just before the pit window. Perrin Huggins sitting in that 4th position. Dakota in that 1st position in the number 4 car. Dakota Long in that 8 by himself now, but will the floodgates have opened? 22 laps into this one. about a third of the way through tonight's festivities. And we're going to see the first driver to book himself into the final round at Las Vegas. It might be none of the playoff drivers. If a non-playoff driver wins tonight's race, nobody locks themselves into the final round. Perrin Huggins, Dakota Long, respectively, come into the pits. Sean Anderson follows suit. Cody McFadden, your new leader at Pocono. McFadden on the way in, and now that puts the responsibility to Mike Bennett to reassume the lead if he himself decides not to come down into the pits. Bennett stays out. Bennett will now be the new leader at Pocono. Dakota Long 22 seconds behind him. Jake Prince quickly approaching, and Perrin Huggins hot on his heels with Sean Anderson 2 seconds behind in the Mohawk Ford. Mike Bennett now new leader at the Triangle. Bennett in first, Dakota Long last time around. Well, this is his first, so we don't have a time yet. Prince put up 53.73 last time around. Michael Bennett 55.13. So Jake Prince about a second and a half quicker on brand new tires. Dakota Long, we'll see what he puts in this time compared to Jacob Prince, who's got that draft coming out of turn number 3. Long trying to snake down the front straight. Jake Prince does not break stride. Last time around, 53.75 for Long, 53.64 for Prince. We'll see if that snake has any effect on the wear. The tires will, plenty of race to go. Definitely. Kyle Chafin now riding behind Brian Tagg in the 99 Busch Light Apple machine. Matt Croakey sitting in 13th. The first car any sort of laps down. Croakey finds himself 3 laps off the mark. Tag to the inside in the 99. Chafin has gotten around Nicky Simpson for the 10th position, and now Tag on Chafin's list. Caution is out. Ryan Lindemann has an incident just as Perrin Huggins goes purple. 53.23 for Huggins. Lindemann wrecks on his 21st lap of competition. No idea what happened here. He's just going to park it off the track. He's got some heavy damage. He's crashed earlier. And he's still moving at a snail's pace. What happened here? Let's ride along with Lindemann. This is in turn number 2. Lindemann is slow out of turn 1. So between here and turn 1, something's going to happen to the 5.7 to keep him out of contention. On board with Lindemann. Let's see what happens. Well, no idea what happened to Lindemann, because his car's still running perfectly fine. So, no idea what happened there, but we do continue with Dakota Long in the race lead. Looks like no one has elected to come down pit road now or otherwise. We'll see if they do come down this time by. Fans at home, don't go anywhere. We're going to have more ENEA playoff racing for you in 2 minutes. Ready to restart this race on lap number 29. Long and Prince with control of the field once again. Green flag is out. Let's race it at Pocono. Long just ahead of Prince, coming to 35 laps remaining. The number 8 Chevrolet just ahead of that number 9 Camaro with the 4 Ford Mustang in tow. The only blue oval in that top 5. Perrin Huggins watching Jacob Prince now on the outside of Dakota Long into turn number 1. Long just cuts off Prince, but he still opens the door to the inside. This is plenty of times that Long has opened up that door for Prince, and these guys are definitely practicing for some last lap action. Long down that back straight with Perrin Huggins behind him, and the number 9 of Jacob Prince up the inside of car number 4. He'll have to tuck just in line with 34 and a half laps remaining. Past the halfway mark, Cody Johnson will dip to the inside. Get some clean air behind that 1-3 machine. And the 91 of Justin Shoup, up 4 places from where he started. Kyle Chafin being pursued by Mike Bennett down that front straight. Long still leading with Huggins trying to open up that door. Prince now to the inside. Will he go for one more on Long? He just doesn't have the space. .33 laps now underway of the scheduled 35. Win and you're into that final. Dakota Long tries to snake down the back straight. Perrin Huggins will push him along if he can just get to the back bumper. These two using tremendous speed break out into that second corner. Huggins behind that number 8. Here comes the 9 of Prince with Cody McFadden all behind him. And drivers just trying to make it to Vegas. 3 drivers go green last time. Justin Shoup, personal best. Michael Bennett and Brian Tagg all running personal bests. Kyle Chafin, again the part-timer, up 5 places now from where he started. Prince and McFadden both go green. Drivers last pitting on lap 27 under that most recent caution, which means they can probably, on fuel, make it to about lap 50 to 55. Long and Huggins keep snaking down the straights like Indy cars at the famous racing capital of the world. Huggins all over the back end of that number 8 car. Will not let him go. On board again with Dakota Long. Long in that number 8, now trying to have Perrin Huggins stay well behind him. for the rest of this race, but what can he come up with to keep that number 4 at bay for the rest of the contest? Perrin Huggins just ahead of Jacob Prince, who went green last time around, 53.41 for the 6-time winner this season. Imagine if Jacob Prince gets a 7th win this year. He's got an average finish of 5th. You could flip a coin. Well, I don't know if that's how the odds work in racing, but you could make a bet that Jacob Prince would finish in the top 5 every single race, and that bet is guaranteed with how Jacob Prince has been racing this season. Only 2 drivers in the top 10 have an average finish of 5th. That'd be Jacob Prince and Sean Anderson. Bonus points excluding Dakota Long from that stat. Kyle Chafin up 5 places from where he started this one. Luke Reed just trying to hold off that 46. We haven't seen much of the number 3 OnlyFans Chevrolet. The 4-6 right behind him, the man from Connecticut trying to follow that number 3 further up the racetrack. Kyle Chafin in that double 4, trying to follow Mike Bennett, get into that top 8 as Justin Shute puts in a personal best, 53.48. Inside the final 30 laps of action. Drivers still not able to make it from here all the way to the end on 1 tank of fuel. I think the safety zone is going to be probably lap 42. When you see them make it to 42, you know they can go the distance on gas. 2 tire changes and no fast repairs. Contrary to what the track facts say, no fast repairs in this race. So if they wreck, they wreck. That's it. Long just able to hold off Huggins by mistake of Huggins. Long gets loose out of that 3rd corner. Does he open up the window? He tries to block Perrin Huggins. Perrin Huggins, unlike his number 8 counterpart, does not choose to put the bumper to the quarter panel. Instead, Huggins will wait his turn. The black and red Mobil 1 Mustang looking to collect another win this season. Perrin has 4 wins to Jacob's 6. And Huggins, quickly approaching 25 laps to go, has spent most of the race from the silver medal spot. We'll see if he's learned anything and what moves he can make. Shout out to Bama Trama, shout out to Racing Rick, shout out to everybody, Dr. Bush as well, that participated in tonight's stream. Shout out to anybody who's watched tonight. We can't do these races without you, and we're glad you're here to enjoy the final races of this ENEA season. It's going to come down to the absolute wire under the lights in Las Vegas. Cannot wait. This race also getting a bit hotter as well. Jake Prince in that number 9 Coors machine. He's now caught up to the back end of Perrin Huggins in the number 4. Now testing the waters on the outside, maybe the inside. Let's go on board with Jake Prince. .25 and a half laps to go now from the Pocono Raceway. Dakota Long leads Perrin Huggins. Cody McFadden has now caught up to the back of Jake Prince into that 2nd corner. 1 more pit stop until the end. How about Johnson? Just having to save the car out of turn number 2. Cody McFadden went green last time around, 53.40. Dakota Long just ahead of Perrin Huggins. Huggins trying to open up that door outside of turn 3. Can't do it quite yet. He's going to have to try harder to get around car number 8. 25 laps now remain. Again, win and you're in. That's the theme of these next 2 races after today. Any of the playoff 8 that you see on the right-hand side of your screen, if any of those guys win today, they are into the final race at Las Vegas, regardless of the next 2 results. And if you don't win, you better hope your runs are good enough to get you in on points. Jacob Prince with a 13-point gap to Perrin Huggins from first to second. Sean Anderson, 7 points off of Huggins in the second spot. Dakota Long, who's leading this race, is just 3 points away from that cut line that Cody McFadden holds. McFadden sitting in that 4th spot. Bonus points aside, this is going to be a big shakeup headed into next week's race at Richmond. 23 to go next time by. Chafin has chased down Brian Tagg, the 99. Now has a job to do. He's playing defense for the 9th spot. Chafin with a big slide out of turn number 3. That's been his Achilles heel tonight. He's going to have to work hard again. Justin Shoup now trying to defend the top 6 over the last 3 laps. Sean Anderson has not been able to catch up to Shoup, but Shoup has not been able to catch up to Cody Johnson on the back end of the top 5, and the draft probably has a lot to do with it. Prince has decided to come in. Jacob Prince will start the second round of green flag pit stops with 22 laps remaining. This is it now. This is the money stop. This is the one that gets you enough gas to go the distance. Dakota Long leading diligently. And when he keeps this up, he's going to lead the most laps tonight. Perrin Huggins behind him in that Mobil 1 Ford. Just waiting. Just picking his moment. Cody Johnson. He's going to have to be careful about when he picks his moment. Look, he's got the back bumper of Cody McFadden's 6'4" completely blocked up. They won't come into the pits. None of the top 3 will. Cody McFadden decides it's his time. And car number 6'4" makes the move into the pits. There is race leader Dakota Long. And Perrin Huggins. That's what 0.2 of a second looks like at the tricky triangle. But Huggins now going to swallow that time right up. Nope, he's going to put the bumper to Dakota Long and continue to push him forward. These two. How long will this relationship last? And will Huggins push Long to victory in 20 laps time? Kyle Chafin just getting out of the way of the leaders, who Huggins and Long both decide it's their turn to come in. 53, 54 miles an hour for Huggins, down to 55 miles an hour for Dakota Long. Cody Johnson reassumes the race lead at Pocono. There is Justin Shoup in that number 91. He sits in second. He has yet to pit all of the top three have not pitted since at least lap 23. Mike Bennett and Nick Simpson have not pitted since lap 27. They're going to be gambling on a caution. Simpson looks like he's slowed down that straight. Is he out of gas? Well, he is slow, but definitely conserving, trying to make it just a bit further. He is ginger on the gas pedal. Just trying to survive all the way to the end of this one, and who can blame him? Fuel strategy, so important at Pocono. Johnson leads the way in that 08. He has yet to pit. Neither has Michael Bennett. Nick Simpson, again, we just saw him ditch pit road. Bennett in that 19, sitting behind Johnson in that 08. Brian Tagg sitting in the 10th position, the last car on the lead lap. Last time around, Tagg. Well, Tagg again on his first hot lap. We'll see what he does compared to leader Cody Johnson. Well, never mind. Johnson decides he's going to come in. 53.91 last time around for Cody Johnson. Brian Tagg, who just avoided going a lap down, puts in a time of... can't tell. Says 1:29.40. And... well, no idea. That's exactly what it looks like, 1:29.40. I don't think Brian Tagg has done a hot lap yet since he came out of the pits. Surprise. Michael Bennett still leads this race. Nicky Simpson in that second position. Jake Prince, he pitted on lap 43 compared to Dakota Long's lap 45. Prince has a 2-second advantage to Long, who now has to use his resources harder than ever to get to Prince. 17 laps to go. Both drivers have enough fuel to go that distance. Last time around, leader Mike Bennett put in a 54.41. Jake Prince, 53.62. 0.8 the gap. Prince sitting in third, waiting for his chance. Nick Simpson still has not come down pit road. Neither has Michael Bennett. It's been about 21 laps since they last came down into the pits, so expect them to come in the next 2 to 3 circuits. 18 seconds the gap from Nick Simpson in second to Jake Prince in third, and still a steady 2-second gap from Jake Prince back to Dakota Long. Here comes Johnson all over the back end of Perrin Huggins. These two will now do work. Johnson not quite yet putting the bumper to Huggins. Johnson showing some patience. And Nick Simpson and Mike Bennett still stay out. 15 laps to go. 2 seconds still the gap. Dakota Long trying to hold off Perrin Huggins down the front. Bennett decides it's his chance and his time. Here is Nick Simpson, still at the front, still has not pitted. Last time around, Huggins went purple, 53.19. This time around, car number 4, 53.38. So Huggins still with the fastest lap of the race. Nick Simpson still with the race lead. 14 laps to go and a guaranteed ticket to the final in Las Vegas for whoever of the 8 playoff drivers can win this race. Huggins now behind car number 8. Still, everybody wondering if Perrin Huggins has the move to get around Dakota Long. He's been patient, but can he be brave? Will Perrin Huggins look back and say, I wish I would have used the bumper? We've seen Dakota Long use the bumper on Jacob Prince twice today with more than 30 laps to go. How impatient will Perrin Huggins get inside the final 14? Long goes green, 53.32 via the help of the number 4 Mobil 1 Dodge. Jake Prince sitting in that second position. His 2-second gap has been reduced to a 1.5 seconds with no draft partner. Nick Simpson continues to stay out. Will this be the moment for car 46? It will. The Superbike Services 44 Camaro comes down for tires and fuel, and that will put Jacob Prince in the race lead. Car number 9, new leader. 1.5 seconds the gap. Lucky number 13 laps to go. Dakota Long has put his front bumper to Jacob Prince in more than one dangerous situation today. And for the smooth hands of Jacob Prince, it could have been a crash. At the rate they're traveling, they will catch Jacob Prince before the checkered flag flies, but will Dakota Long put the bumper to Prince to win? He did it in the season opener in Daytona. Long has bumped people to win before. Will he pull the bump and run at Pocono once again? Perrin Huggins, will he push him to that feat? Cody Johnson, 1 second off the pace of these two, and McFadden starting to reel in car 08. A dozen laps left at Pocono. Long now just 1/10 ahead of Huggins coming out of that first corner, and Huggins is going to reduce that gap with a heavy push toward the number 9 car. If there's any gas to save for car number 9, do it now. Jake Prince has proven he can get around Dakota Long, but will he have to put those skills to the test once again? Everybody pretty spread out apart from the top 3. Cody McFadden finds himself 1 second behind Cody Johnson and almost 5 seconds ahead of Sean Anderson. Justin Shoup, he finds himself 15 seconds behind Nick Simpson in the 9th position. Nicky Simpson in that number 46 Chevy. He pitted on lap 52. He's definitely good on fuel. Even with 3 green-white checkers, I think he could make it all the way to the end. Mike Bennett goes green, 53.67 for Mike. And the Connecticut native still working hard. Well, the gap's been reduced to inside 1 second. Jacob Prince just ahead of Dakota Long, and Perrin Huggins sitting in 3rd. 2 bow ties and an oval will do battle in these final 9 laps. Car number 9 in control for now, and there's the 91 of Justin Shoup. Will the 9's teammate play any sort of effect in these final 9 laps? Shoup just ahead of the 9. He will make way for car number 9. Will he also make way for the 8 and the 4? He won't. He won't. Justin Shoup in the way of the 8 and the 4 going through that third corner. This could buy Prince some time, but Shoup, no doubt, holding up Dakota Long and Perrin Huggins down that front straight, or is he aiding the draft? Here's Shoup ahead. He's going to force Long to go to the inside. Justin Shoup to the middle lane now, trying to hold off car number 8. Jake Prince running away with this one. Contact between the 8 and the 91 as Shoup tries to get into the corner. Justin Shoup has to go to the high side. Dakota Long within 3/10 to Jacob Prince. Shoup stays off the wall. Long snakes down the straight, trying to avoid the 91 from drafting with him. 91 looks to the inside, and Dakota Long is within a quarter of a second to race leader Jake Prince. The 91 ahead of car number 4 now out of the second corner. The Coors Chevrolet ahead of the Mobile Ford, and he is separating those two teammates. It will be Long and Prince now to fight amongst themselves. Huggins finally finds daylight to the inside of car 91, but he's going to have to wait until the next corner to exploit it. Last time Dakota Long pulled the crossover on Jacob Prince, he put the bumper to him. Will he do it for a third time? Now Prince going down the inside, cutting right ahead of Dakota Long. Dakota Long now all over the back end of car number 9. He'll bump him into turn number 2. Dakota Long still trying to move Jacob Prince with more than 6 laps to go. There's the snake again. Dakota Long finally moving Jake Prince out of the way, trying to squeeze the number 9 car. Dakota Long again forcing Jacob Prince. He puts him into the wall. He's finally put him into the wall 3 times. Not enough for Dakota Long. And a 4th time. Long has not had enough. Dakota Long has not had enough. He continues to try and wreck Jacob Prince. Have a look. There's Long finally running his race car into Prince, and watch Long lose all control, reason, and manners. He will wreck the number 9 purposefully out of turn number 3. Watch again. And that's not the first time. Here's the first incident. Watch that 8 car. He'll put the crossover on Jake Prince in that 9. Long will put the crossover. Prince will block Long. Long will continue to move down the racetrack and then force Prince with a dangerous move. That's incident number 1. Here's incident number 2. This is 2 laps later, I think. Yep, this is lap 19. Dakota Long tries again. forcing Prince, all the way down to the yellow line, which again is not out of bounds, but then Long trying to muscle Prince out of the way. And then 40 laps later, lap number 60, Dakota Long does it again. And this time, Long finishes the job. Long always going up the racetrack. Watch the seam on the bottom. Long moves up the racetrack right into Jake Prince. Have another look. And watch the bottom of the track. You're going to see the 8 car get further away from the grass. Up the racetrack, and there he goes, right into Dakota Long. Justin Shoup also suffering in that accident as well. Dakota Long, with one move, takes out 3 championship contenders inside the final 5 laps of competition. Himself, Justin Shoup, and Jacob Prince, all in pit road, and Prince, the worst of it, still having to get his car repaired. Perrin Huggins has control of this field. Cody Johnson and Dakota Long will start 3rd and 2nd, respectively. And now the question has to be asked, what is going to happen to Long points-wise? We'll be back in 60 with the final 3 laps at Pocono. Back again at the Pocono Raceway. Let's quickly show you the reason that we are under caution. Watch car number 8 come up the racetrack, the blue number 8, on to Jake Prince. This will be the 3rd and 4th times that they make contact. Green flag is out now. Perrin Huggins with control of the field. Long, the instigator, restarts in 3rd without penalty. 2 to go next time. Huggins with Johnson behind him. Long did not get his race car repaired, but is it enough to still contend for that win? McFadden can't catch up to car number 8. The 08 sits in 2nd, waiting for Huggins, but does he have the speed to get there? 5 miles remain. Long's car having trouble turning. You can see the damage on the right front. McFadden now chasing down. Here's Bennett in the top 5 to the inside of McFadden as Perrin Huggins snakes down that front straight. Michael Bennett to the inside of Dakota Long. Will he put the bumper to car number 8? He does. Will the 8 retaliate this time? Long, damaged and in trouble. Here comes McFadden, now following the 19. White flag, next time by. Perrin Huggins has a 0.4 of a second gap to Cody Johnson. Here comes Dakota Long all over the back end of Cody McFadden. Will he send it into the third corner? He doesn't have the grip. Long has damaged himself beyond contention, and he is a moving chicane with the white flag out on the track. Long sitting in fifth. Perrin Huggins with control of the field, blasting ahead of Cody Johnson. 1 lap to go. There's Nick Simpson, who almost gets to Dakota Long. Couldn't control the race car that time around. Long, slow and holding up traffic this time. How long will he stay out there? Perrin Huggins still with the lead. Cody Johnson in the second position. Huggins looking to lock in his final ticket to Vegas. 5 wins on the cards for Perrin Huggins. Cody McFadden in fourth. Brian Tagg loose out of 2 and flying down that straight. Huggins with the lead. Johnson in second. Bennett in position for third. And it will be Perrin Huggins who comes across the line. He will win at Pocono. Cody Johnson in second. Michael Bennett with the bronze medal. There are your championship 8 coming into this race. Perrin Huggins next week will have his slot lit up in green. Huggins punches his ticket to the final. Racing Rick saying Long should be parked. That's not racing, it's wrecking. We'll see what, if anything, happens after this one. For now, Perrin Huggins gets to celebrate. Cody Johnson with the silver medal. Mike Bennett in third. Huggins, your winner tonight at the Tricky Triangle. Fans at home, don't go anywhere. We're going to have your top 3 on the podium here in just a moment. Perrin Huggins, your winner in Pocono. On the podium now with our top 3, starting with Connecticut's Michael Bennett. MB, first podium of the season, a bronze medal at the Tricky Triangle.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it was fun. I like this racetrack, like Richmond next week, but I was just I just saw that caution. I was happy for it because I knew I was running good lap times. But yeah, it feels good to be up here and represent MBRN with my teammates or for my teammates.
We'll see you in a week at Richmond. Any fun plans for the 3/4 mile oval?
No, I think we got to save some tire there. Otherwise, just go out there and rip it.
Unofficially, you've now broken into the top 10 in points ahead of Ryan Lindemann. Congratulations on third.
Oh, appreciate it. See you guys next week.
Tonight's silver medalist, Cody Johnson, with a second place finish tonight. Cody, a great start to your playoff run.
Got me? Can y'all hear me?
Loud and clear, Cody. Great silver medal finish, man. What are your plans for Richmond next week? Can you turn it into a win?
I mean, I'll give it all I got, but tonight was just about surviving and just trying to be up front. Not real sure what that caution was about. I was right there behind it, but I just couldn't really tell. But it ended up helping me a little bit. I don't think I would have ever got to second without it. So hate there was a caution, but it worked out to benefit me a little bit. And Perrin just he's better at Pocono than I am. I just overdrive the corners and I just couldn't do nothing with him. I couldn't get there. So congrats to him on that win.
We'll see you in a week's time in Richmond. Now to our race winner, Perrin Huggins, your 5th win of the season. Perrin, you're locked into the final at Vegas. Is there anything, well, we know there's nothing to lose next week at Richmond and the week after at Michigan, but what's going to be the plan? Is it just going for the outright win?
Yeah, and also to help my team make the final four. I don't really know what caused that wreck. I'll have to go back and watch it, but that was a real fun race. I had a blast, and I'm glad I'm locked into Vegas. So we'll see what happens in a few weeks.
We'll see you in a week's time, Perrin. Congratulations on the win.
Yep, thank you, Rick. Appreciate it.
Fans at home, that does it for another ENEA race, round 20. Next week, right here on Rick James TV, where we're going to have more drama. But this Thursday night, $200 will be awarded to the A-Rock champion, the V8 Supercars from the D Oval at Texas. Do not miss it. Again, V8 Supercars on the Oval at Texas, $200 on the line. It's the A-Rock 3 final right here, Rick James TV, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And until that next race, everybody please stay safe. Do take care of each other, and we will see you all around the corner.